America, you're wrong in the way you have treated 30 to 40 million black people. America, you are wrong. You're wrong for the way you treat the poor in this society. America, you are wrong. You're wrong to spend billions of dollars to give homes to Jews who are refugees from Russia, while your own citizens are living under bridges and in cardboard boxes, and the homeless continue to grow. You're wrong, America. I remember when I was a young boy, there was a man on radio, his name was Gabriel Hedon. And he would come on saying, there's good news tonight. People want to hear something good. We know that the world is evil, but can't you find something good? Isn't there something good in the American people? Isn't there something good to focus on? Because the more you feed evil, you promote evil. The more you feed good, you promote good. So now, America is eating at the slop trough. What's the latest news? Have you heard? Child, I saw it on the front page. The top of the news tonight. But look at the fruit of it. You have a public that is losing confidence in the institutions that make America what it is. You have a public that is losing confidence in the Congress. A public losing confidence in democracy. In the last presidential election, less than half of those qualified to vote bothered to vote. If the greatest gift in a democracy is the right to vote, and less than half of those qualified to vote took part in a presidential election, can't you see? Can't you see that the American people are losing confidence?
Maybe Louis Farrakhan was right. America is falling apart and nobody wants to admit it. Listen up, guys. America is the land of the free, the home of the brave. Or is it? What if I told you that one of the most controversial voices in modern history just broke down exactly why this country is spiraling towards collapse, and this time he might not be wrong. Listen up. Today we're going to dive into something raw, powerful, and brutally honest speech by Minister Louis Farrakhan, and whether you love him or hate him, what he said demands all of our attention. Farrakhan is calling out America. He says the nation is crumbling, morally corrupt, morally bankrupt, economically broken, spiritually void, and politically hijacked by elites who don't care about the people. He is not just pointing fingers, he is exposing the rot that is beneath the surface. From how black Americans have historically wronged, to how Congress has become a puppet show for lobbyists, to how consumerism and media are numbing the American minds. And while homelessness explodes, this is not your regular political commentary. This is something that today we are going to talk about the truth. We are going to expose everything. So, do this. Buckle up and allow me to come up with the next episode of my commentary.
And as they lose confidence in leadership, they're now losing confidence in the institutions that undergird and teach morality to the American people. The church has lost its credibility among the people. There was a time when you said, I'm Father so-and-so, I'm Reverend so-and-so. That meant something. But today, the young will come into church and rob the preacher and his congregation because they see the preacher as a pimp hustling the people rather than bringing them real salvation. They see the politicians the same. They see education as not working because the people who are educated can't solve the problems, the complex problems of the society. So the people are losing confidence. This is not just black people. White people are losing confidence in government. Ross Perot tapped into this big vein of dissatisfaction. And even though he backed out and then at the last minute came back, he garnered 19% of the vote, which was historic. So whoever wanted to be president had to come and kiss the ring of Ross Perot, who had tapped into this large body of dissatisfied Americans. Dissatisfaction must bring about a change. Clinton became president because in him the dissatisfied saw perhaps change. A young man. And now whatever he's done that you don't like, you're beating him up now. Tearing him to pieces. And after you shred him, who else you gonna put in? Mr. Dole is getting ready. Mr. Kemp is getting ready. Some others are getting ready to inherit what? What you've destroyed. The country is in bad shape. Hollywood is further corrupting the people. When I was a youngster and went to the movies, my mother could give me a dime or a quarter. That was a long time ago. And I could go to the movies on Saturday with a quarter, see a movie, get some popcorn, and still have a little left over. Right. It's true. It's true. That was a long time ago. I know I don't look it. I know. You see, the beauty of trying to live right, trying to live clean, and trying to have wholesome thoughts is that it defeats the process of aging.
Talk, Minister.
I won't get into that now. But I am deeply concerned at the destruction of the church as a moral force in the society. There have always been corrupt priests, corrupt ministers, corrupt rabbis, corrupt sheikhs, mullahs, imams. But when you take the corrupt one out and focus on the corrupt one, you begin to make the people believe that the whole thing is as this one. Then Hollywood has gradually degenerated film in the name of reality. A person's bedroom should be private. I mean, if you're a decent human being, you don't say to your wife, not your brother's wife, your wife, "Come, darling, let's go into the bedroom and open the doors and let the whole world see what we do, how we do." Sex is private.
That's right.
It is the act that God ordained, not between consenting adults, but between mature, sober-minded individuals whose love for one another has reached the point where they are willing to make a lifelong commitment to each other, and their coming together repeats the words of God found in the Genesis. "Come, baby, let us make man." Huh? That's private. There's a song I used to sing, "Ain't nobody's business if I do or what I do." But since J. Edgar Hoover liked to peep, they must have named the Hoover vacuum cleaner after him, because the Hoover vacuum cleaner seems to suck up all the dirt. J. Edgar Hoover was busy trying to find all the dirt he could find on anybody, and naturally the place that he looked was where? The bedroom. Now I don't know what movie to go to. You take your children to a movie, your wife to a movie, unless you've been thoroughly desensitized, you're embarrassed. Now I'm brought into somebody's madness. My little girl children, my little boy children hear the foulest language. If I don't use it in the home, it makes no difference. I take them to the movie, or I just turn on my television now. When I was in show business and was a calypso singer and dancer, where you move your hips and other things and whatnot, I remember when I was on television, on the Ernie Kovacs show, you've heard of him. And when they put the camera on me, I had one of these kind of, Cuban shirts, and it's kind of open in the front and big puff sleeves. And I was, I was doing what I was doing. But they kept that camera from here up. And they told me afterwards, said, "We cannot show that on the screen."
Listen up.
There was a level of decency. Today, please. Can you imagine a woman on television with a string on TV? Your underwear, sisters, that's your business. I mean, that's why they call it underclothes. Because what you got over, what is under, ain't nobody's business but your own. Now they're saying, well, hey, on TV, look at my underwear. I wear, you ain't even got nothing on till I get my hands on you. So you see women parading with no clothes on. What does this do? It begins to take away the natural shyness, the natural shame of a woman to be exposed. So you don't care anymore. You're a shyless, shameless creature. You go into public half nude. You don't care. You want men to see your bosom. You want men to see your backside. You want men to drool at your body. So what did you marry? You married somebody that lusted over your bosom, lusted over your backside, and when he discovered every square inch of it, then he went looking for somebody else's. Don't you want a man to love you for you? He never gets acquainted with the vast infinity of your mind. He's dumb enough to believe that sex is the be-all and end-all of relationships. But tell him, sister. Tell him. The sex act only lasts 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Some of you may feel you stallions. But hell, after an hour, two, there's 22 more hours. What are you going to do? What are you going to do with her head? What are you going to do with her heart? Preach, Master, preach. The country is gone to hell. America is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Listen. If Lot came back and saw Columbus, he wouldn't even have to go to Atlanta. And don't even think about San Francisco. If Lot just came to Columbus, he'd say, God, take me. I thought Sodom and Gomorrah was bad, but Columbus. You've so undermined morals that the people take their low desires now for a God beside God. I do what I want to do. That's what they say. Don't nobody tell me. So your country is in decline. I was only trying to point out that $50 million to sustain an educational plantation is to ensure that his children will be on top 50 or 100 more years in the future. So while it looks like a philanthropic act and may very well be, but to maintain a system that is not educating is only perpetuating the madness that is before the American people. And so, Columbus, the question then becomes, what shall we do? Can we get out of this? Certainly we can. Certainly we can. By what means shall we get out of the condition that we're in? Can America be saved? Yes. But the hour is late, America. And if you don't do what truth demands, then you're finished. You will go the same way that Rome went, Babylon went, Sodom and Gomorrah went. God's hand of judgment right now is on America. Right. This is why nature seems to have gone wild. It's the hand of God telling you, I'm displeased. And the book says, nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be wars and rumors of wars. There will be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, but these are just the beginning of sorrows. And then it talks about our personal relationship, how we would betray one another, deliver one another up. All of this is going on right now. The end of this kind of world is come. And Clinton can't lead you out of it. God don't send politicians to deliver people. He anoints his servants, the prophets, the apostles, the messengers, to warn the people. Whether you hear or forbear, that is on you. America, you're wrong in the way you have treated 30 to 40 million black people. America, you are wrong. You're wrong for the way you treat the poor in this society. America, you are wrong. You're wrong to spend billions of dollars to give homes to Jews who are refugees from Russia, while your own citizens are living under bridges and in cardboard boxes, and the homeless continue to grow. You're wrong, America. You're wrong, America, to lie to the people. And the Tonkin Gulf resolution was based on a lie that caused 500,000 Americans to go to war in Vietnam on the base of a lie. Thousands lost their lives. Hundreds and thousands more were wounded. And many thousands more came back from Vietnam incapacitated, and they're not straight today on the base of a lie. You're wrong, America. You're wrong to treat your veterans of foreign wars who have built the country like second-class citizens. You're wrong, America. You're wrong to produce a society like this. You systematically pull the female out of the house. You disturb the economic balance by creating an enemy in Russia. It was Americans who financed the Bolshevik Revolution that brought the communists into power. Listen, America. You set up the two camps, and then an arms race took place. And America had to borrow money to build bigger rockets. Russia had to borrow money to build bigger rockets. And now, after 40 years of a Cold War, the taxpayers' money in atomic weapons that you now have to destroy and dismantle. And what have the poor gotten out of this? Nothing. Who will speak for the poor in America? Kennedy is a man from the rich. Clinton was not exactly rich, but he certainly didn't know poverty like we know it. Right. Who will speak for the poor? They don't have any voice in this society. Congress doesn't represent the poor. Congress represents the special interests, the lobbyists, the people that can help them get reelected while the masses suffer. You fight, you bleed, you die for a country, and you get sick, and you go to a hospital and they tell you if you don't have insurance, we can't take you.
That's what they say. That's right. Go ahead now.
They're borrowing Social Security, borrowing from pension funds to pay America's indebtedness. So some of you that are young today, when you think it's time for you to retire and live off of your retirement, you may find there ain't no money there. America, you're wrong. And somebody got to help you get right. You're angry with Farrakhan. What have I done? You call me a hater. You call me an anti-Semite. I've never harmed one Jewish person, one white person. I've never touched a hair of your head. Nobody who follows me has ever done that. So if I'm a hate teacher, why can't you show me some actions that we have taken that have destroyed your synagogues, burned your homes? We have done none of that. What is it that you're afraid of? Did you think that they thought this number of people would be out in Columbus, Georgia? Suppose it were a free event. You wouldn't have been able to get near here. But each one of you paid $10. Some paid $15. And they didn't pay that to hear a singer of songs or to be entertained. They came because something in them is touched by something in me. Some came out of curiosity because they want to know, why are white people frightened of Farrakhan? What is it about me that you're afraid of? I've never been a violent person. I will soon be 61 years of age. I have never been arrested in my life. Go back and search my record from grammar school all the way up. I was always a good student. Never was in any trouble. Do you think I got to be 61 years of age now and I'm going to be a troublemaker? However, God gifted me with a heart of deep love for my people and deep love for the suffering of human beings. It's not hate that drives me. It's love that drives me. It's not hate of white people that makes me come and risk my life. It's love of God, love of truth, and love of you that makes me do so. But just as the wicked hated Jesus without a cause, listen. He was not an evil man, but they tried to make him look evil to justify what those in authority wanted to do because the people were going after Jesus. What are you afraid of? You're afraid because a black man that you don't control. A black man that you don't control is calling black people, Hispanic people, and white people, and they are responding. Some of you don't mind black people responding to me. But what you're frightened to death of is that poor white people will hear what I have to say. Because it is they, the poor whites, that the country has been taken from.
That's right.
The blacks ain't never had it. So look at you. Now our great movie stars can play the role as in the Philadelphia story of a lawyer who disliked homosexuality. And while it's supposed to be a movie to give understanding to the plight of those who suffer from AIDS, very subtly, it is a movie that breaks down the wall of resistance to homosexuality. And if any of us speak from the books of God against the things that God disapproves of, why should we be made to feel that we are incorrect? If I'm a liar, God does not approve of that. I got to clean that up. If I'm a thief or an adulterer, God does not approve of that. I've got to clean that up. If I'm effeminate, God does not approve of that. I got to clean it up.
Come on, Minister.
So God does not like homosexuality. And He clearly says it, that it is an abomination to Him. Then while you and I may engage in that, God is saying, I can accept you like that. And just as I destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for that, and then said, as it was in the days of Lot in Sodom and Gomorrah, so shall it be at the coming of the Son of Man. Well then, I will not approve of your conduct. Do you think that you can come to Christ with a dress up by your thighs? That if you sneeze, you be naked? Can you imagine Christ returning and you slithering up to Him with your bosom half out? Hey, baby, how you doing, Jesus? Oh, you back? You think He's going to accept that? Hard women trying to be men. Hey, Jesus. Glad to see you. Or big men trying to be soft. Hi, Jesus. Glad to see you. Which one of us as preachers would God accept trying to run through the congregation, hustling people and not elevating people, not feeding the flock and nurturing the Spirit of God in the people that would enable the people to rise against their own evil and the evil that is in society? Which one of us do you think Jesus Christ would accept? None. Which one of you would He accept? You talking about I'm better because I'm white. What you gonna do if Jesus come back and He got hair like lamb's wool and feet like brass burned in an oven? What you gonna do?
Guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing great. And from the video, there are some key points that I've noted. Farrakhan says America is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's talk about that. What happens to an empire that loses its moral compass. From Rome to Babylon, when the core rots, collapse is inevitable. And looking at modern America, the broken families, the glorified violence in media, the sexualization of everything, you start to wonder, is America there too? No. Let us talk about economic injustice. Farrakhan talks about 30 to 40 million black Americans used to build the country. Yet, they are still the marginalized. And he's not wrong, he's very right. While billions are spent housing foreign refugees, veterans, and citizens sleeping under bridges, how does that make sense? It's not anti-refuge to ask why our own are left behind. Then there's the consumerism trap. Most Americans don't have $500 saved. Credit card debt is at all-time high. Social media convinces people to buy things they don't need with money they don't have. And Farrakhan hits it hard, calling out this culture of debt, destruction, and detachment. But what's most chilling is when he talks about loss of confidence in American institutions, especially the Congress, the church, even democracy itself. Less than half of eligible voters even bother to vote. That's not just apathy, that's collapse. He says the church has lost its moral credibility, that corruption in clergy makes people abandon religion altogether. He says feelings have become soft porn in the name of reality. And let us be real, how often are we embarrassed by what's on the screen when sitting next to our kids? And when he calls out AI, tech, and social media for killing real connection, families in the same room texting instead of talking, kids who don't play outside, adults addicted to scrolling instead of living. He's not lying, he's just spewing facts and the truth. He even brings up a foreign policy lies, like Vietnam being based on false pretenses, and how elites control wars, banking, and media. He says oligarchs run America and use citizens like pawns. Is he wrong? Maybe not. That's what makes this message so terrifying, because it sounds to be true. Listen up. As I wind up here, I want to tell you the truth. You don't have to agree with everything that Farrakhan says or my commentary. You don't even need to like him. But the message he has delivered, it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call to all Americans, to all the people who live in the United States. Either you're black or white, or you're brown or pink, you're green or yellow. Doesn't matter. The country is cracking, socially, morally, economically, and we can't band-aids over bullet holes. Elites are thriving where the majority suffer, and the kids are growing up in broken systems. The values are fading, and trust in leadership is at an all-time low. Whether you see Farrakhan as a prophetic or problematic, one thing is clear: America needs to listen, reflect, and reform. Because if they don't listen, the collapse won't be just spiritual or social, it will be systemic. Guys, if you felt this message, drop a comment, tell me what you think, and here's a question. Is America ready? Is America already too far gone? Or is there still some time to course correct? Don't forget to like and share. Let us spread the message. This is Awakened Africa. I've been your host for today. Bam. Peace out.